Hello everybody, welcome to part 3 of our F1 Manager Creator Team Career Mode. Today we'll be hopefully going through a couple of races and trying to get a competitive car since we have upgrades coming on our car, and hopefully that will let us get a bit more performance out of it and hopefully try and fight in places other than P21 and P22, but we'll have to see. I'm going to start scouting John Howard, I think, because he's pretty high rated and hopefully his contract ends, and also Tom Stallard. And we'll see, maybe they might be a good choice for us to take into next year instead of the ones we have at the moment, since they are not great. They're not very, they're not the best, but we'll try that and see what happens. Alright, so we have got our tour centres upgraded and we have received, look at that, there we go. We can now sign Randy onto our team, 4 season, and he's pretty high rated, so I think I'll easily be doing that. So he'll be signed next year with us, I am pretty sure. Yeah, and he'll be a big improvement to what we have at the moment. This will be our training schedule for the month, so hopefully that should be alright, give us a bit of improvement. And we have achieved our sponsored target, which is great. Oh, and a lot of money that we can hopefully invest. No extra, but that is pretty good. We've also got responses. Stallard's 2 contracts ending, so I think I need to compare them to what I have at the moment. See if they are any good. So Pilot, he is better communication wise, but everywhere else Howard is a lot better, and Stallard is really good, but then again that is because he is extremely happy at McLaren. So we'll have to have a look, see if we can get in. I think we'll also scout a couple more. I'll scout Peter. Here is our sponsor plan for the month, and we will get a lot of money from that, which is great. And what I want to do as well is I might try and upgrade the design centre, so we get a few more engineers to work on our car, get a few more upgrades on, which should be really useful, and hopefully we can get that done. So heading into Japan, I think I'll be putting the parts on Vesti since his control is technically higher. And I really don't want to risk damage because his poor chair has had a habit of crashing. So we'll put it on car 2. I'm pretty sure. Yep, car 2. We also have new front wings, which I could probably put on both cars. So I will. That's a risk. New chassis. We'll test that out with Vesti, and that is it, which should put our car up quite a lot. So if I compare my 2 cars, we can see there's quite a big jump with Vesti's car, and hopefully we should be able to fight a bit more with that. Poor chair will be getting 21st, and Vesti I'm going to risk a bit more and put 18th on, hopefully, since our car does seem pretty good. Let's see how it goes. Heading into qualifying, I'll be hoping for Vesti to hopefully get into Q2, but I guess we'll have to see, but I think there is a chance that we can actually get into it. Finishing his first lap, poor chair will cross the line in P1 with a 1:29.5, but Vesti is the guy that we want to look out for since he has new parts, and he only goes a bit quicker, which is not good, so we'll have to send them out again. Into the final laps of Q1, does not look like there's any improvement on either car. 15th still for Porcher, and Vesti is still 13th. But it looks like there will be some improvement from the cars behind. Hopefully we can get through. Ricardo crosses the line, only P20. Ocon goes up to P18. I think we might have both cars through, which we do. So we have both cars into Q2 for once. First lap of Q2 sees Porcher go first. Oh, and it looks like Vesti got held up at some point during the lap, which is not great because I have to go again. Hopefully we can get one car in a good position, because it doesn't seem like we will. Oh, fuck off. And it seems that Vesti has been held up by Stroll, not Shock, and that is his lap pretty much ruined, and I don't know if I'll have enough time to send her back out. Porcher is now dropping because we do not have that, yeah, and I think that is, I'll try and send them out, but nah, that's not enough time, so unfortunately I am out in P16 and hopefully P14. Bottas is improving now. P15 and P16 for our cars, which, you know, it's not bad. There's improvement, but it's not great either. Hopefully in the race we can do a bit better. So for this race I'll be underfueling the cars, but we will be simulating this. And I will do... We'll just don't go with the same strategy, it'll do whatever, but hopefully we can get a good result.
What a race that was! And there, of course, we see Lance strolling in.
Yeah, they crossed the line P11, sadly just missing out on the points.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
What a great way to take their third win this year. They've definitely found their form.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan.
In the end, it's another win for Max, with Leclerc and Lando behind him. Yuki scoring points, you know, absolute Chad carrying. But we finished P17 and 19. Which is shit. And I lost money then. So, awful race, to be fair. Seeing that we have new parts. We still have a Sauber at the bottom, which is not us. And yeah, we're still far off it. We did get 1 point for fastest pit stop, but not a lot to take away from this weekend. And it looks like our staff are less unhappy now, which is something good. And we have a contract exception from Neil. And of course, I'll be signing him because he is good. And we have our regulation change, which I think we will focus on airflow cooling. And hopefully we can get the other teams to do that. And we have parts failing, which is not great. And oh, look at that. Front wing got broken, which is not good because we don't have enough slots. So hopefully that gets done quickly. And it looks like there's a powertrain fault on Vesti's car, which might be a reason why we didn't do so well. Anyway, we better move on and hope for a better result. And of course, our facilities are broken because they are rubbish, so we have to shut it down, which is not great at all, as our underfloor is also done, which should be a lot better than our current one. Moving it low speed wise, that's great, and we do need that, so, but we're gonna have to wait, of course, because everything is being made. Hopefully we can get some of this before China. think I'll need to make another... Ah, we'll be alright. We'll make 3 underfloors. I will rush it. No. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it, and we'll get it before Miami. So I'll spend a bit more and hope that we can get that quite quickly. We have our airflow focus, which I think we'll start focusing on that to try and get a good car for next year, because there's no point really upgrading this year's car because we're not really going to get anywhere. And we need to keep an eye on the cost cap because we do not have a lot of money to spend. Heading into China, of course, we'll be doing 20th and 20th this time, so we do actually get money, unlike Japan, even though our car was pretty good. We'll be heading to the finish of our first laps in SQ1, and that's his Porsche have a pretty shite lap, and Vesti have an even worse lap. So obviously we got held up there, so I'll need to send them again, and hopefully we can improve a bit more than that. Finishing our second flying lap, Porsche seems to be improving to 18th, and Vesti is having a lot of improvement compared to Porsche, which sees him go to only 17th, and we are out in SQ1, which is not great at all, seeing that our car is getting better, but tough luck, and that sees us finish 20th and 18th. In the end, Max Verstappen gets sprint pole, and it's pretty much what you'd expect. In the end, after this sprint, because we simulated it, we finished 17th and 20th, which is not very good, and Lando Norris had a stinker. But Max Verstappen won, obviously, and pretty big gaps everywhere else. So let's hope that we can do a bit better than that. First laps in Q1, and that will see us go to the top with a 132.7, and Vesti just behind, quite a lot behind apparently, which is not good at all. In the final runs of Q1, Porsche is P11, and it does not seem that he will improve here on this lap, and Vesti in the end is 19th, so he is out, but Porsche should hopefully be into Q2, which is great. First run of Q2 sees our car 133.3, which should hopefully be alright, but we will do our second run and hoping to improve a bit more, and it turns out that is not a good time because it is pretty slow. Oh no, we beat a Haas. Our final run sees us in P14, which is not too bad seeing where our car was last episode, so I'll take that, but I feel like we might drop down a bit further, and we are 16th, so not too bad, not the best either, and hopefully we can have some more luck in the race. In the end, Max is on pole, followed by the 2 Ferraris, and Lando Norris is only P10, which is not great if he wants to be fighting at the front. This is a strategy we will be doing for our race, but we will be simulating this one too, hoping that we can get a good result. I think it's a bit unlikely, but let's hope.
Well, that's another race wrapped up for Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, and in the end, it was a finish in P6, which will bring in a few points.
Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And that's the podium complete for the Chinese Grand Prix.
In the end, Max wins again, pretty obvious, and it's like average results really. One Ferrari has disappeared, Carlos DNF'd, so did a kick, which is good for us, and we finished P13 and P14, which is a pretty good result. I'm pretty happy with that. I've seen that we beat both Alpines, both Williams, both kicks, and one Haas. that does see us move up to 15th and 17th. We are just better than everyone else, honestly. Max extends his lead even further, and Perez gets his second podium of the year, which sees him go up 2 positions since Norris had a shit weekend. Piastri is now caught up. George has moved up as well. And in the constructors, that sees us move up to P9 ahead of Alpine and Kick, which is just what we wanted to see. Haas also beats Williams, and Red Bull extends their lead pretty significantly. In the end, we get 2 points for a fast pit stop, which sees us beat Williams, or equal Williams, and Haas is on the way, I think, for us to get them. Not too bad. Pretty good weekend overall, and an extra million to spend. And we even see port share improve. This is what we want to see. Increase that rating, baby. But our staff is still some unhappy, and there's even driver. And our tension's good. No more fighting, just what we want to see. We have more suspension as well, and we have another underfloor braking, which we don't really want, but shit happens. I think as well I will be producing I'll make an extra chassis just to be safe. It's not really needed, but better safe than sorry. And let's hope. Oh look, Paul Cher is happy. He's happy. That's good. That's great to hear. Why is he happy? He's okay. He's unhappy with us, but he's happy with his results. Just what we want to see. Good job, Paul Cher. And we have headed into our new ATR period, so we will be straight on that, doing some research. So, what was the regulation? I think it was airflow. Rules and regulations, so yeah, we'll need to improve our airflow quite a bit on most of our parts, and I think we'll start with a front wing. Yeah, let's start on that. We'll put probably about half, a bit more than half of our ATR period into that, and we'll put a bit less. We'll do that, yeah, we'll put half of it. We do need to focus on these areas. That should be pretty good. We need that higher. I think I'll focus on that the cooling doesn't matter as much. How much does that? In the end, we'll be going like that for the front wing, and we'll just let that run. And I think we'll also research. Maybe we'll do the. What should we do? We'll do the rear wing. The rear wing is not great. The sensitivity's a bit rubbish on it. So we'll put our ATR into that and max that out. And hopefully that should be alright. We'll put one engineer on that too. And then we'll just run some other projects, just focusing on, focus on that. In the end, this is the 4 projects I am working on, so that should be pretty good for next season. Car's not bad. I don't think we have, oh no, we have our new underfloor, so we'll put that on the car for Miami. Get a good result, and that puts our car pretty well. Top speed, DRS, pretty much a lot of stuff is still rubbish on our car, so I think we might need to do one more upgrade throughout the season, but we're getting better. We are getting better, which is good, but I think we'll need to do a couple more upgrades, small ones throughout the season. Heading into the new month, this will be our training schedule, focusing on pit stop errors, just trying to get that percentage down even more, and that should be alright. Hopefully we can improve a bit there. No more scouting team because they are on their little project, and oh, what did I click? Contract, why is there 10? Discard that, don't know what that's about, but hopefully we can do alright in Miami. Heading into Miami, we will be hoping for P18. We will just take some risk, try and get a good reward. We'll be hoping heading to the end of our lap, Pourchaire will cross the line and even beat the Haas with Vesti just behind, which is great. But I will send them out again just to hopefully get a couple more positions. Finishing our final lap of SQ1, sees Pourchaire improve to P7, but Vesti does not seem to be improving. But he is still in P9, so let's hope nobody improves. In the end, both cars get up to SQ2. Pourchaire P8, Vesti P12, wonderful stuff. Let's hope we can do even better in SQ2. Finishing our laps in SQ2, Pourchaire goes P1, Vesti goes P1 even faster than Pourchaire, but we are being beaten by Piastri and we are just dropping down. So I think we'll need to go once more and hopefully get one into SQ3. By the end of SQ2, no improvement from either car, which will see us out in SQ2. But it's not bad because we still start pretty high up. But let's hope that nobody else improves, and it seems like Hamilton will beat us, so we should be P13 and P14, which is not bad. In the end, Charles Leclerc gets pole for the sprint, followed by Max and then Carlos, so this should be pretty interesting. No big names out in any of the other sessions, but it's just the top teams over here. Heading into the sprint, I think I will... Do I risk it? I think we'll risk it on softs. And fuel should... I'll put fuel down by 1. And we'll go maximum push, trying to get as many positions at the start. And let's hope we can get a good result.
It's time for the sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Heading into the sprint. Decent getaway from both cars, keeping their positions, and Pourchaire just sneaks ahead of Vesti, but they are side by side. No contact, hopefully. And we are free, and Ricciardo has gone off, which is just what we want to see. Runs wide, and that gives us a free position. And hopefully we can try and catch up to these front runners and maybe get another position. And we will start conserving our fuel and just being a bit more cautious on the tyres. Otherwise we will wear them out and we will get no good result. So I'll avoid high risk curbs just for a bit, just while the tyres cool down, and I should stop pushing them on ERS. Oh, and Albon is just going past us, but Pourchaire's defending, but he is just quicker than us on the straights because our car is an absolute dog. It is shocking, and Albon is through, but hopefully we will have DRS on them to keep our position, and Vesti is fighting for his life. So we can see it all from Pourchaire's car, and he gets back through, and Pourchaire, I will push him to try and catch up with a bit of ERS, which he is doing a decent job at, but I think Albon will get through again, which is not too bad because we should get DRS on the long straight. We'll put them both on deploy to try and gap Ricciardo behind, and we do not have DRS with Vesti, which is not good. But he has caught back up. Oh, fucking hell. And Pourchaire goes straight up. And we are just fighting Albon. But he just pushes us wide and we just cannot get past. Both of our cars are back on the back. Yeah, back on the back of Albon. Vesti goes around. Okay, no, he cannot do. Oh my gosh, that was a bloody awesome. No. Damn, great, good job. And Albon is just quicker than us. We can't do much, but I think we have DRS this time. So we should hopefully get past that. Great stuff. We're back past, but I think Albon will just fight his way. Yeah. Can't do much. Our car is just too slow on the straights. Vesti goes for a move on Albon and he is through once again. Now Pourchaire is just starting to catch up. Hopefully he can get past and get another position in this race. And Vesti is just slightly gapping Albon, but it will now be gone because DRS is crazy on that Williams. And we are now back here, and we have gapped Ricciardo, which is good. Not too many laps left. Let's push both cars on ERS. Try to gap Albon a little bit, as we see Pourchaire making a move, but he just does not have the speed, which is not great. There's not much we can do, and we are pretty good on tyre wear at the moment as well. Heading on to the final lap of this race, we have run out of ERS, but we have gapped Albon slightly, but the cars are just fighting, which is not good. So come on, guys, just get. Oh, and Albon is behind us again, which is not great. But we can go full push pretty much now to the end, and hopefully stay ahead of Albon for P12 and P13, which will be a great finish. Cars are just fighting again, which is just not what I want. Push on fuel, push everything. Both our drivers are not very happy.
Max Verstappen over the finish
As we see
line
Max
to
win,
the sprint.
which scared the shit out of me. And we are just gapping Albon, so we might have enough of a gap to keep our position. And we see our cars cross the line, P12, P13, which is a wonderful finish for the sprint. And let's hope we can do even better in the race, hopefully. In the end, Max Verstappen wins the sprint, which is another win for him. Charles Leclerc second and Perez third. Everything else is pretty much what you'd expect. We are P12 and 13, beating pretty much all of our rivals, which is just what I want to see. Heading into qualifying, will we be trying to get times in early? Hopefully we can continue our form from the sprint to try and get up a high position, but we'll have to see. And let's see how it goes. Finishing the first laps of Q1, Pourchaire goes to the top. Vesti bit behind, which is not great, so we will send them out again. Finishing our second lap of Q1, Pourchaire is having quite the improvement lap, which puts him P8, and Vesti is improving slightly in the first sector, which we'll see a very slight improvement, which is not great, so I will have to send him back out. Vesti is out on a new set of tyres for his final lap of Q1. No improvement so far, and it sees him out in Q1 in P20th at best, which is pretty shocking. Pourchaire is still on his lap, which doesn't really matter. He has enough of a gap, and we finish P13 probably. P13 and P21. P21 for Vesti, which is awful, to be fair. Finishing the first lap of Q2, Pourchaire puts in a 1:29.5, which is 4/10 slower than Ricciardo, so not too bad at the moment. Obviously he will go out again, trying to improve, but we'll have to see how it goes. Ending Q2, Pourchaire is not improving once again, but it will see us in 15th at best. Lando Norris is... no, we will finish in P14, which is pretty good. Pretty good, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. In the end, Max gets pole, and we see both RBs in this time, since Lando Norris had an absolute stinker of a quali behind us. Like, what is this guy doing? He's dropped off. Washed? What is this? Disappointing. Heading into the race weekend, of course, we'll be underfueling our car slightly as normal. try and get some time. And strategy wise, I think medium, hard, soft might be a decent strategy, since 2-stop is not great. So if we run it, and yeah, that is pretty good. Push both of those, and that should see us have a pretty good race strategy. Vesti, on the other hand, I think we'll risk on a softer compound strategy, and hopefully he can improve, since he's starting lower down, so we can take a bit more risk. And yeah, hopefully that'll be alright. Let's see.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. Well, they certainly appear calm and composed heading into this race.
Fighting their way out from P21 is not going to be easy at all, and possibly too much to ask from this car.
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. And this is it, the Miami Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Heading into the first lap of the Grand Prix, Pourchaire is hopefully going to get past Bottas, which he does just about. Vesti is fighting Zhou, which, I mean, come on mate, he can do better than that. Anyway, so we've already got up one position from the start. Vesti is catching up to Ocon, I'm pretty sure. No, he's now running back. Great, but pretty good start to the race, but Bottas is coming back at us. And we need to get a move on Rio, really, to be fair. Try and get we need to get past Sargent. That is our main goal. Try and finish as close to the points as possible. As we finish the first lap, it sees us 13th, but we are out of DRS already, which is not great, and I will start to conserve the fuel, but I will push on ERS a bit more to try and create a gap. As we see Pourchaire catching up to the Williams and hopefully overtaking him, which he... Oh my fucking god! Fucking hell, Sargent was not happy with us overtaking him. He decided to kill Stroll. Bye bye mate, you're gone, you're washed. In the end, 2 free positions for us, which is just wonderful to hear. But fucking hell, that was an assassination attempt and a half. Of course Sargent had damage, mate, he got fucking...
Okay, safety car.
Let's
Here's
see
the
this.
replay. Now let's take a look here at turn 10. Tries to get by. And oh, that's obviously far from intentional.
Wrong way, mate.
But
Have
there was
it.
contact. The teams will no doubt be very keen to establish the full extent of the damage. And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
That puts us P11, and we should start conserving the tyres a little bit, getting the temps down, and that should help us refuel our car a little bit, which is wonderful. Sargent, thank you very much. Vesti got 2 positions out of that too, so not bad, P11 at the moment. But we will need to pretty much defend this place for a lot of the race. And let's see how it goes. And heading round the final corner, we will see Pourchaire hopefully try and fight. No, he has a rubbish exit and lets Bottas catch up, which is great. Oh, and Hulkenberg has a mechanical fault. Wonderful for us. That'll give Vesti a couple more positions, since Hulkenberg and Pierre pit under the safety car. As we see Russell getting past Ricciardo and letting us just maybe grab the DR. Yeah, there we go. Splendid. As we catch up to the back of Russell now, looks like Ricciardo is back ahead, and Vesti is Getting oh my fucking god, what a mint move. Past Ocon. As we see Porsche get into the points, overtaking Ricciardo. Great stuff. And he's even going for a fuck you, Russell. We are passed in P9. We are in the points for once. How exciting. But we do need to get a bit of ERS back, and we are just behind Alonso, which is wonderful to see. And we do have the better tyre wear, so let's hope that we can keep with him, create a gap, break away, and hopefully get some points. As we see him even go past, don't go past Alonso there, mate. You need DRS, and okay, well, we know for a fact we are losing positions here. As Alonso makes a move on us, just getting back past, but we should have the DRS down here and overtake him again. Wonderful, and we are starting to create a gap back to Russell, which is just what we want. Oh no, it's gone now. But hopefully we can try and create a gap and just have our own race. We are now in P8. Porsche just missed out on DRS to Alonso, and Norris is now just going to skate on past us because we do not have the speed. And we need to also keep an eye on our ERS because we have none, and we just can't get past. As we see Vesti have a spin, which is not great. I think I will hit him
Let's
a
take
bit
a look at the
early.
replay. Things look fine here. Oh no, that's not how to do it.
Luckily he didn't get any damage, which is what we want. Porsche is still having a wonderful race, fighting against there's Russell, and we're just sort of keeping our distance, and I think we can maybe try and lengthen that out and maybe do a one stop. Should help us with our chance of getting points, but we will have to see how it goes. Heading on to lap 30, we are now going to pit Porsche for his one stop strategy, which will see him drop a ton of places, but now we can go to the end and hopefully jump a couple of cars. But I don't know how it will go, and we'll have to hope and pray for a decent result, and we come out in P15 just behind Vesti, so we will try and follow him, get some DRS and just maybe try and get past. Heading on to 15 laps to go, we do get past Alonso, and our strategy hasn't really worked, but then again we can take risks, but there is a lot of mechanical faults ahead of us, so let's hope that some of them DNF and give us a chance to get some points. As we see Alonso go past. As we see Leclerc DNF, but we are just out of the points. And I think we will need to start pushing Porsche even more to try and catch up to Albon and hopefully get 1 point. 1 point would be wonderful. But we will need to go full push now to try and catch up. 3 laps to go, we are just ahead of Albon. Perez is having a mechanical fault and might DNF, which might let us even get more points if we can hold this position against Albon, but it's going to be a tricky fight, and we'll start pushing Vesti to hopefully catch up. Perez is out of the race, which can see, I think this is definite points on now. So we just need to try and keep with Albon, just to stay away from Ricciardo and hopefully score some points. Fucking hell, he's fast. Not many laps left, so I'm going to go try and push as hard as I can on Porsche. As we have completely caught up to Tsunoda, and we want to try and get past him. Try and get past him as quickly as possible. But Albon is just behind, and heading on to the last lap. We are now in P8. And we just need to try and hold this position, but we just lose it once again. But we just need to try and hope. Try and get past Tsunoda as soon as possible, whatever his fault is. Try and stay ahead of Albon, because then we can get ahead of Williams, which is what we want. So we just defend him. We are just trying to catch up to Tsunoda. But I think Sonoda will just hold on, and hopefully we can hold on, but the Williams will have DRS. Defend, defend, defend. Porsche, you wanker. That's not defending, mate.
Max
And
Verstappen over the
just
finish
lose
line
P9 on the back.
and today's
But we
winner.
get our first point of the season, and Vesti finishing. That Alpine does not look very good. Fucking hell. Who is that? Ocon. Ocon's car is exploding.
Okay, check the flag.
Fucking hell, Alpine is shit. Anyway, our first points of this. Gosh, that's a lot of fucking smoke. P12, P10. Sadly, the Williams just beat us at the line, but I don't give a shit. We have just gotten points which will put us even ahead of Haas, which is great.
Now, after the excitement of that race, we can now see Esteban Ocon.
At the end of that, it's a 15th place finish.
A podium finish for the Red Bull driver, putting in a huge amount of effort to get the team up there.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
And after a hot and sweaty Miami Grand Prix, I think this is as good a time as any to cool off.
Max Verstappen wins the race with Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris just behind. And look at that, 12 positions gained. Maybe I spoke too soon about him. Maybe he's not washed. Anyway, screw him. We got a point. Sadly, Albon did finish ahead, which means that Williams will be ahead now, even though they are already, but that doesn't matter. We finished P10, P12 ahead of all of our rivals, with a lot of DNFs as well. Pretty crazy. That sees us jump to P13 and P16, but most importantly P8, and that solidifies our spot slightly with that 1 point, which is just wonderful, what we wanted. Sadly, no fastest pit stops. Pretty shit, I think it was this weekend. Not great. 1.4 million though, which we were used to invest, which is just wonderful. In the end, this guy is still yapping. Our low speed was good, yeah. The best strategy for the race was a 1-stop, which we did, so fair enough. We expected to finish in 21st, and our best finishing position was 10th. Okay, great. Anyway, so 2 parts failing, you know, I don't care. We have enough money for that now. We will need to make some replacements, but not an issue. So let's get that done quickly. Don't care how many yet. Just make 2 front wings, 1 spare. And we have all of our designs, and we did have a pretty good episode. And look at us now. Our team is still unhappy. Let's move it forward 1. See if they get a bit happier. No, they don't. Okay, apparently our point was not good enough. And of course, our wind tunnel was broken. But anyway, I think we'll end it there. Pretty good episode. Getting our first points of our team, which is wonderful. Porsche is carrying, so maybe we do have to give in new parts first. But anyway, thank you very much for everyone for watching. Make sure to stick around for the next one. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed this, and make sure to comment if you want any improvements, any suggestions, or just say, hey, decent video, good job, you are an awful manager but you got points. But anyway, thank you very much for watching everyone. Have a good day. Goodbye.